Hello, if you can hear me. Not sure if you can, because what has happened is my other camera with the wind protector has gone wrong. The one up here is the GoPro 7, which doesn't have one, but hopefully you can hear a bit. I'm going to be testing out this guy again, the Beast thing with its little obstacle detection thingy, and testing some stuff like, you know, return to home and gubbins. A little bit worried because the wind has come up, which makes things interesting for like big quads. I was just flying the Cinewhoop and it did not enjoy the wind trying to get back, but let's see how this one goes. Before I do that, I need to do screen recording, so let's take it off and see how it does the basics, shall we? Just about to see my screen. Why are you beeping at me? I do not know. So it seems to hold its position not bad. I do not know why this freaking thing's beeping at me. What? Shut up. Anyway, let's take it out a bit. Deepest mode. Shut up! What? I don't know. Shut up! It's very noisy, it's very annoying, and I'm not recording, so I should do that. Right, so we're at... Oh man, this is so annoying, this noise. I have no idea where it comes from. Battery's good, battery's good. Everything looks fine, I don't know. Anyway, let us try a return to home. So I'm going to press the button now. Try it again. Okay. Maybe it was in return to home mode. It's going up. It's coming on back. Quite high, which could be interesting given the fact it's very windy up there. It's turning round. Alright, it's not doing bad. Gone up to about, God, I can't read the screen. I'm guessing about 20 meters, 30 meters. Meters, yep. It's coming down. Now we should watch out because there's an electric fence around that other fence. But let's see how we go. Anything within about 6 foot is pretty good. Yeah, it's not going to hit the fence, so that's quite nice. Not the greatest landing I've ever seen, but you know, it did all right. We're about 6 feet away from the takeoff point, so that's okay. Anyway, let's see what else we can do with him. Now, see if I can make it take off without beeping at me this time. Yeah, that's happy. I think it was in return to home mode somehow. Okay. So, I can't see the screen. But we've got... enough battery to say, yeah, let's try. I'm going to mainly do this visually. I'm just going to take it into that next field, see how it feels.
So if you recall last time, I checked this out in my garden. I had problems recording to the SD card, which I felt might be an SD card problem. So what I did this time is I got a brand new SD card, put that in and used it, and that seemed absolutely fine. So what you're seeing in the big screen here is the straight to SD card recording. Now this isn't dramatically different from what's going on with the recordings to the iPhone. They both record in 2048 by 1080, which is a kind of a weird resolution, which is why you find it's slightly letterboxed here. The frame rate is 25 frames per second. I find there's the odd one being dropped. So for example on this one it's given me 24.39 frames per second. The slight difference is in the data rate. So on the straight to SD recording I'm getting just over 11 megabits per second, and on the one that goes onto my phone I'm getting 6.8 megabits per second. So what I'm doing in this test is just going a bit farther out because I want to see how it feels, if it lags at all. I spent a little while looking to find where the button was to put high rates on, which I eventually found. I was slightly concerned about getting back with this quad because, as I said, the wind is up and I didn't want to be sort of 600 meters away and not knowing if it'd get back again. But we head out to about 650 meters before I turn around. There was more space to go. It felt like it was responding fine. It wasn't too laggy. One of the problems was I really couldn't see very well in my phone. This isn't really a problem with the quad. This is just a problem with phones and trying to use them in very bright light. It's very reflective. I couldn't really see what was going on. I spent about 30 seconds just saying, is this the way back? That's how bad I could see. Now what you'll see in just a second is a little jolt in the main screen recording, and this is because it chops files into 4-minute 50 blocks. So one is coming up in about 3, 2, 1 there, and there's just a little jump there, so it's obviously missing a frame or two. I don't know why it does that, and there doesn't seem to be an option to do anything else. That's just one thing you're stuck with. As I said, I was a little bit concerned getting back against the wind, but it did okay. I mean, the high rates aren't amazingly fast, but they're good enough, and this thing does cut through the air reasonably well. I suppose we should talk about what we think of the quality of the video going on right here. And I always find this quite a subjective matter because from my point of view, and I own a Mavic Air as well as a bunch of other quads, it's subpar. But at the same time, despite what you might read on the marketing blurb, this is not a similar product to one of the DJIs. It's in the toy grade category, and from that point of view I guess it does an okay job. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so if you're interested in this and you take a look at this video and you say that's quite reasonable, then fine. If you're looking at this saying, well that's awful, it jumps about a bit, then you know you want to spend the money in buying something by DJI and your video will be absolutely perfect.
It's convinced it sees obstacles everywhere. Whilst we're here, let's have a quick test of obstacle avoidance using this bush. It's not going forward from here. Oh no, that is. Alright, we've got a bush. Round the bush. Yeah, that works quite well. So let's come backwards. Let's try it again. Alright, try this bush. Go! Get the bush. Hit that bush. Doesn't want to. Does quite well there. It's much more appropriate than the garden. I don't know about fences. Fences is like something that's quite thin, and this one's electric, helpfully. Oh, it's seeing it, but it's like, well, it's kind of there, it's kind of not there. I don't really trust that so much.
I've cut a lot of stuff out whilst I was trying some modes, but my overall flight time on this battery was about 14 minutes.
I've read the manual about the follow me modes. So we're going to try it again. How am I supposed to be within 2 meters if you're going to do the obstacle avoidance thing then? Right. Follow me. I'm not touching. Right, come on. You can do it. Come get me. Come on. I'm over here. Come on. Come on.
This was about my 4th attempt to do the follow me mode, where you basically draw a box around a person. It just doesn't work. I checked the manual and it follows the box around me perfectly, but just doesn't come anywhere near me. So I just don't understand how it works. I mean, it's not a big deal for a lot of things, but it would be a nice thing to have, certainly. So at this point I went for a fly just to see if I could look at some stuff, but I got increasingly wound up about obstacle avoidance kicking in basically when I was leaning the quad forward to fly it, but still way away from the ground.
What? I'm not. Oh, obstacle avoidance. I do not like. How? What is your obstacle avoidance telling you? This is flying fine, but the obstacle avoidance function not so good. I'm not liking it at all. Right. Let's see if we can say a nicer hello to the lovely cows. I'd like it if I could adjust that a little bit more accurately. Hello cows. Can you get much more cinematic than some cows? I don't think so. Action shot, a cow got up. That's pretty exciting. So if I said, hey, come find me, I'm over here. So we're sending the coordinates to the drone, and it looks like it wants to come towards me, but it doesn't seem to follow. So this bit works pretty nice here, so it's coming back to me. It's like, ah yeah, you're over there, look. But I'm kind of expecting it to carry on following me at this point. Good job so far. Let's see what happens if I start moving. Come on. Oh, it's turning. Come on, keep coming. Keep coming. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. It's kind of looking at me, but it doesn't want to move. Come on, move closer. Come on over. No. And then it bips and it says you lost it, and then we press it again and it says, oh, you mean you're over there? I'll come towards you. It doesn't really work as a follow me mode, does it?
So to be clear, this is the GPS follow mode, where the idea is the coordinates of your phone are sent to the quad and then that follows it, but it doesn't. It just seems to go there and then stop.
So let's try the circle thing again. So if we come over here, it'll be this way. So is it? I think it wants to circle around my point. So if I do this and I put it straight over the top of me, oh for Christ! I'm not in view. Shut up. Let's do a different thing. Let's back it up so it stops whinging. And so that is just about everything, and then we're going to say okay, circle, go. And I'm going to try and look downwards, so it should turn and then circle is what I'm thinking. So there's the turn. Am I in the picture? There I am. Right, let's see if it can circle me. Hey RDJ, eat your heart out. Kind of struggling. Come on, let's fight that wind. You can do it. Oh, look at the little thing try. I'm not really in the frame here. Come on, come on, faster. You can do this. You can do this. I'm disappearing out of frame. There I am. We'll help you. Yep, but the camera doesn't want to go down any lower. There you go, now you're getting it. And there you go, that is a complete circle. It did all by itself, only with help from me moving the gimbal, which it really should have done for itself. Right, you can stop now. Yes, we are cancelling circle fly. Right. Start recording. Let's do the flyaway style thing. Right, all good. Direction there. And let's go. Oh, that yaw's so funny for that. Not bad.
I did a few of those sort of fly away and look back at myself because the first time I managed not to record it. What I didn't notice while this was going on is the battery had dropped quite dramatically, so it suddenly started going home for low battery. One interesting thing I found out about this, and I suppose it was good to get a live sort of demo, although I could sort of steer it around because I was like, oh, I'm steering it and it keeps steering back again. I couldn't take it out of return to home. It seems like when it's a low battery turn from home, it's going to do it. Fortunately, what I could do as it was coming down is just steer it back onto the landing mat a little bit better, so at least the landing was accurate and had no chance of hitting the electric fence. So there you go, that's my normal wandering around the field trying to make things work on the ZLR Beast 3. So a few things to mention about this one. Firstly, we have to take into account that it is a toy grade quad, so it's not going to be a sort of Mavic or whatever. It's not a DJI quad. You have to put that out of your mind and you have to say, is this okay? Do I just want to fly around, or do I want to spend proper amounts of money getting proper video quality? This was certainly fine as far as the basic functions go. It was fine to fly around and it did that okay. The little 3-axis gimbal seemed to work reasonably well. A little bit of a shaky picture, but it looked fine in the phone just for flying. Got about 13 to 14 minutes out of battery. Fortunately, I had the previous ZLR Beast, so I had a spare. That's how I could do a couple of tests there. The only thing I would not use in this is the little sensor for the obstacle avoidance. That was a nightmare. Whenever that was plugged in, whenever I just started flying forwards a little bit, it would start beeping and saying you're going to hit something. It was just so oversensitive. Now, it's fair to say that even the Mavic Air, great as that is, has occasional things where you're just like, shut up sensor, I know I'm low, I want to be. But you can just click a button and say turn it off. But you can't do that on this. You should be able to. It's also a bit annoying that it sticks out and you can't just put it back in the box. So if I use this again, I would be not using this because that was just a nightmare for me. Your mileage may vary, of course. Now, in its specialised modes, it didn't do so well. Once again, the follow me modes didn't seem to work, which is a shame. You might be thinking, well, that doesn't really do anything. What's the point of those? I always found them quite good. Again, when I'm using the Mavic Air, if I put it on follow me, I put it away, I can make a nice shot of it sort of following me as sort of gently panning round. This doesn't seem to do it very well. I didn't test the waypoint stuff. That worked fine last time. The circle mode was kind of okay. But yeah, I'd call it much more of a basic flying around thing. Controller was fine. That's quite nice. There's a display here which also tells you your distance from home and your height. That's quite useful when I couldn't see it on the phone. I could read it off this. My only complaint on this one is the buttons at the back, these four here, of which these two operate the gimbal up and down, are a bit hard to sort of reach. It kind of needs a slider. Because the other thing I would note is, although this gimbal is pretty smooth and go ups and down like that, whenever I did the movement, it was like a really jerky thing. It seems like it needs to be more gentle. Hopefully that could be fixed in software if somebody's got the inclination to do it. But I like the fact it comes in this bag. It all sort of folds down and fits back in there nicely. You can fit a couple of batteries in there and you can go off and have a bit of fun with it. And it is just casual fun. It's about £150-ish, depending on sort of sales and stuff. I don't know what that is in dollars. Probably similar. But yeah, as far as toy grade stuff goes, it's pretty good. Because it managed to get to... I was flying at around 650 metres. Didn't have much lag. Just like a year or two ago, you could get these out to about 100 metres and then the signal would disappear completely. They're getting a lot better now. And you can... I totally believe this would probably go to 1 kilometre or more, as it says in the spec.
You would probably face some lag on the phone, but essentially it would work quite well. Anyway, this has been the ZLR Beast Free SG906 Max. Rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Kindly supplied once again by TomTop, so thanks to them. And there's a link down below if you want to check out more detail. Hope the review's been helpful. Catch you next one.
Well, you've made it to the end of the video, so thanks once again for watching. If you like what you saw, then please consider subscribing, and if you really like what you saw, then be sure to check out the link to my blog for a variety of ways in which you can help support this channel.